Hi, welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about some unique populations, and I think you'll find the chapter interesting. There's some things that even I hadn't thought about in depth, about how there's lots of different types of people that need recreation and fitness. For example, we're going to talk about people that are in jail and have been incarcerated, and the rationale of why there is sports and recreation and fitness programs within the jail facilities. And it's also a career that I never really thought about as a whole. You know, you may have a heart to work with those types of people. And I know, like, my dad is one of them. He's a minister, but he really gravitates towards jail ministry. And he has a very unique and special gift of really reaching those that have been in jail and trying to help change their life for the better and start a new life once they get out of jail. And part of that is health. I mean, they need to learn how to be healthy too. And so there's a rationale behind why we have the jail system. It's something that you might think about doing as a career, maybe something that you've never thought about before. Also, how important sports, recreation, and fitness is in the military. We'll talk about that this week. And I think you'll find this chapter very interesting, and I really encourage you to read it, especially when it comes to incorporating faith and fitness. I've always looked at that from a Christian's point of view, and that's my heart, and I know very well how to put a fitness ministry together for Christians. But you know, there are other religions out there that's not necessarily rooted in Christianity. Whether you agree or not, we have populations that are Muslim, that are of other faiths, of religions, and sometimes and oftentimes their religion may dictate how they participate in sport, recreation, and fitness. And there may be some guidelines that you need to be aware of. For example, Muslim modesty is very important in Muslim religion. So, you know, when you're incorporating and you live in a Muslim community possibly where you're putting together sports and recreation and fitness programs, we need to think of in terms of that unique population and how we can meet their needs to the fullest in sports, recreation, and fitness. So just a lot of food for thought this week that I hadn't thought about in depth before, and I think you'll enjoy. So you're going to find a unique group like the ones that we talk about in the chapter, or even other outside the chapter. You have an example there and a reflection to look at, and then weigh in and tell me your thoughts on that. And then you're going to also be putting together an outline. So I highly encourage you to look ahead to the last supportive submission to your final project so that you know what I'm going to be expecting of that, and then come back and continue on and build on that outline. Once you have that outline in place, it's going to be easier than to continue to the next step of building your final project. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know. I have a scripture I want to read to you this week. It has to do with special populations. It's from Luke 14:12-14, and it says, "He said also to the man who had invited him, 'When you give a dinner or a banquet, do not invite your friends or your brothers or your relatives or your rich neighbors, lest they also invite you in return and you be repaid. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the just.'" What I love about this is that people who know Christ are called to act differently and unexpectedly, but God is inviting us to have a party that includes people of all walks of life, and we are called to serve without expectation of reciprocation. So as you journey into the introduction of sports, recreation, and fitness, I hope that you'll remember that there are a lot of unique special populations out there that need you, and hopefully you'll take the special populations class that we have at Cal Baptist, and that will probably expand your horizons and broaden your perspective of how many people and how many unique needs there really are in fitness, and how God has called us to reach out to everyone, not just people that are just like us, but really those people that are in need and maybe can't even repay us back. So just some food for thought. Hope you have a great week, and blessed to you.